us.
Hi, how are you? Peace, love, light.
Yes, all of the above. So today we're going to talk a little bit about her brand Flourish, and we're also going to discuss things such as women empowerment. So thank you for joining us today.
No problem. It's always a pleasure sitting down and looking up with you.
Yes, always. We always have such good energy.
Right.
So tell me a little bit about what does women empowerment mean to you?
So when I think about women empowerment, I just honestly think about women coming together to spread knowledge. And the reason why I feel like I think about women coming together to spread knowledge is because when you're a younger girl and you see older women connecting, it's like a different level. It's like a different intensity. You know, they're older, they have kids, or they're grandmothers, or aunties, or they're married, and you're kind of like a young little girl, and you'd be like, okay, well, she's married to that man. And is that an example of love? You know, or you look at her as a leader, like, oh wow, she leads her whole household, she cooks, she cleans, she makes sure, you know, all this stuff, and you, as a little girl, you're kind of just like, well, you know, eventually am I going to have to do that?
Mm-hmm.
So when I think about women empowerment, I just think about spreading knowledge, giving the next advice to another sister.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just being able to, I can spread knowledge in this way, us connecting,
Mm-hmm.
and as we grow, as we get older especially, having that bond, the understanding, being able to be that shoulder to lean on. I feel like the union of females it's powerful.
It is.
And it changes the community, whether we see that or not. It changes the way men act, what they accept,
Mm-hmm.
what they're eating,
Yep.
especially when we're around. It's just so many things, how kids are raised, how they're developed,
Mm-hmm.
what they're talking about, what the knowledge, like school, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like what they're learning. So that's what I feel like women empowerment is.
Because if you think back, like when it was very tribal and back to our ancestors, like how they lived, it was like women raised everyone's children and they all worked together, and the men went out and taught the boys how to hunt and stuff like that, and I think that was really empowering. And we live in a modern society now, but I still feel like women need to kind of get back to kind of having that community where we love one another and we take care of one another, and we are conscious of okay, I can do something, but that also affects you, and also being aware of where our vibrational is
our vibrational energy.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's the main focus of why I have my women empowerment circles. It's really due to the fact that the energy of the room is so male driven. From the clubs to the mall to school, music. It's male
religious
it's
organization.
It's very male driven in the sense of you walk into a room and there's men in the room, and female automatically put up this guard.
Competition.
This guard of competition, you know, staring at each other okay, I'm not going to talk to her.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to look at her, or, you know. And
do I look better than her? She has this, I don't have that.
And I feel like it wasn't until I accept myself, not only accept myself, but strip myself. It was a point where, I didn't wear a weave for a year. I didn't wear makeup. I stopped buying clothes. I stopped getting my nails done. I stripped myself to the bare minimum. And I would just walk around. I feel like that's when I was at so much peace with myself. And I was just walking around giving compliments, giving out love, you know.
How old were you when you started to
When I feel like my awakening stage, when I started to really look within myself, it started around when I was 19. I was 19 years old. Yeah, I was 19 years old, and I felt like I was stuck in a simulation. And I was just I need answers.
Yeah.
What is life about? I was in college. It was just I was like, this is not life. I have a job, I'm in school, I have an apartment, I have a car, I work, you know. I can't just sit here and think life is all about buying weave and clothes and nails and impressing a guy. You know, okay, yeah, he thinks I look cute. Okay, he took me out to dinner. Okay, we ate food. There's so much more to life.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm past that. The society needs more than that. I don't need to be, that's not my nirvana. And I wanted to know more. I wanted to know about ascension. I wanted to, I feel like, especially in the stoner age, I feel like we grew up, you know, the stoner age, it makes you think more about life. I remember the first time I ever started looking deep into life, and you start thinking about your life purpose and death and other dimensions and, other people, and you start looking at duality, up, down, left, right, good or bad. Am I good or am I bad? Religion, especially with women, I feel like a lot of women deal with this. They be like, well, I've already had sex with this many amount of dudes, and especially when you have all that trauma within your womb, you just start to get to the point where you're just like, well, am I doomed? Was I just supposed to love? Did I not love myself enough? Was I supposed to just stay to myself and not have sex and wait
because of religion and because of the way that you were
and you're just like, did I do it wrong? Can I get a do-over? Should I just fall off the face of the earth?
You start to second guess yourself.
And then you start looking at the other women around you, what other women take and what other women don't take. You'd be like, okay, well, so does she know her worth? Or does she do it the right way? Or what is happiness? Is she happy? I see one woman that stays with her man no matter if he cheats or not. And then I see another successful woman that leaves her man and is about her bag. And then I see the widowed woman. Or I see a woman where her husband is in jail. Or, it's baby mama drama. You know what I'm saying? Or, there's men that take care of all their baby mamas, but there's no emotional support for the woman.
I think the problem comes in is we start comparing ourselves to one another, and it's my journey is so different from your journey. So it's let's just say the reason why you take back a man who cheated on you is going to be different. Maybe I don't think that way or view that way, and I think that's really the problem. Is my journey, the things, every variable, how I was raised, what I was taught, my own brain, my perspective is the reason why I made these choices. So I think instead of looking at other women or other people comparing, I think it's just okay, that's how you did it, and let me be curious as to why you lived your life that way.
Or also be really important, finding out what was the key to the happiness. How did you feel happy doing that? Because I've gotten advice from beautiful older women that come to me and be like, listen, you don't need to worry about guys, live your life, and I feel like that was at a point where I was really holding on to my sexuality, I would say. I was just
in what sense?
In the sense of not being a dog, not wanting to screw over a man. You know what I'm saying? There's still girls out here that has never screwed over a guy, whether men want to believe that or not.
Yeah.
Not everybody does everybody slimy. It's not people need to escape that mind state. There is still love. There are still pure souls. There's girls that still view love in such a beautiful ideology, and we need to stop trying to destroy that image. We can't just sit around and think that it's okay to do certain things. If that's what you do, that's what you do. That's on your conscience, because that's your ideology of love. And that's how I decided to look at men differently. What is your ideology of love as a man? Because what did you grow up with? Did you see your mother and your father together in a household? Do you believe that it's possible? Do you believe you can uplift a woman like that? Or do you feel like you don't even need to get married and you just want to have 2 baby mamas?
And then how did your parents interact with each other? Because that's really huge too. And then, because it doesn't even have to be let's say maybe your parents didn't react in the best way, but what did you learn from that? How did you grow from seeing that?
And I feel like I loved love so much that I refused to allow a man to hurt me to the point where I needed to use my uterus as a fire attack back. Oh yeah, since you wanted to screw me over, I know I'm cute, I'm gonna go mess with 8 different guys. No, I love myself. That's what self-love is about.
Who are you hurting?
I feel like that's another main reason why I started my women empowerment brand, is just because I know so many girls that really that do that be it doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter, to each his own. That's what you feel like you want to do, but I know that comes with emotions.
It does.
It comes with trauma. It comes with looking at yourself a little differently. Yeah, we know as females, we know it's very accessible to get a man to do anything you need him to do. Whether even if I'm stuck on the side of the road, I'm more likely to get someone to help me rather than if I was a man.
That's what comes with certain privileges of being a woman.
Yeah, and I feel like on both parts, man or female shouldn't abuse that, but it's done. But that shouldn't change your aspect on life. I feel like our generation, we need to still see the hope in the future. We need to, if you don't like something, you have to change it.
Yeah.
So Twitter,
and you have to be the change that you
Twitter can talk about heartbreak all day long. We can talk about it all day long and talk about how we're going to dog everybody out. If we don't like something, why aren't we changing it?
Yeah. I believe firmly in being the change that you want to see, and using the things that you went through in your life to help others. Like, I feel like God put you through certain things in your life so you could take it, learn from it, grow from it, and now help someone else who's going through the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Or a similar situation.
And that's how I feel about women empowerment. I feel like if I can uplift every female, not even every female, but if I could touch one female to make her feel like, you know what, I am infinite amount of love. And when I love myself, I can give love to a guy and not even expect nothing in return because I radiate the love throughout the whole room.
Yeah.
I'm that love.
Because you don't affect me. Like, I'm going to be loved no matter what.
So I'm the light. That's what women, we are the light. The light shines through us. There's nothing to be reciprocated. Like, you reciprocate within yourself because you love yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's nothing that guy can do. He can, like, we be trying to find someone to be our equal when we have to be whole. You know, I'm whole and you are whole, and together it's something else.
Yeah.
And that's creation. You know, so it's about looking within yourself.
Yeah, it's unlearning a lot of like what society has taught you or what you've learned from your parents, because your parents grew up in a whole different generation than you in time. So it's a lot of unlearning, and I think you have to want to do that unlearning. You have to want to do that growth. Like,
it's like reprogramming your brain.
Yeah.
And sometimes you may not understand how to say certain things or describe certain emotions, but people feel you from your heart, and that's what I always learn.
Your intention.
Yeah, it's just the vibration of words are just communication. Like, it's just a way for you to understand what I'm saying, but you hear me through the vibrations of my voice to feel the emotion that I'm setting out into the universe. You feel me from your heart, and I feel like that's all that matters. We need to, especially and right now, like everyone, you know, tapping into their creativity, us being small business owners, us making money off being, just doing what you love and supporting one another, we can really make an impact on the government and social norms if we continue to do that and uplift one another and love each other.
Yeah.
And it starts with women.
Yeah.
We can't wait for men to, you know, the underground rap scene, the underground scene right now in Miami is crazy. And it's nice, but they try to compare it to Atlanta. The difference between Miami and Atlanta is those guys work together.
Yeah.
And that's just men. So think about females.
Yeah.
Us females need to work together. And it doesn't necessarily have to be about music. It could be about everything. Because we have everything intertwined, from hair, makeup, nails, podcasts, fashion shows, clothing designers.
Whatever small business, like, you know, that's, I love empowering women, and like, you know, when I see another like queen, you know, doing her thing, like, I love that. Like, keep doing it. You don't have to be the same exact woman as me. You don't have to have the same exact ideals as me, but you're empowering yourself, and you are hopefully happy in the way that you're empowering yourself, and that's all that matters. Like, in the end. So you've been hosting. How long has Flourish been like in existence?
I started Flourish in 2016.
Okay.
So yeah, I started Flourish in 2016. That's when I decided to take the name and brand it. Flourish has been a limited liability company since February of 2018. So yeah, and it's a women empowerment platform. When I started Flourish, it was solely off of me just trying to grow. I was at a very low place in my life. I didn't understand who I was. I didn't know who I wanted to be, what type of representation I wanted to leave, the impact I wanted to leave on earth, looking at me as a reflection, like I owe myself this.
Yeah.
And I just decided, like, if I could just love myself and be able to spread the love throughout the women that I encounter while doing this, then I'll be happy.
And Flourish is growing like rapidly. Like, you had.
Yeah, it is. It's really exciting. Like, my cousin, she lives in New York. There's a lot of Flourish activities and events and stuff that go down there as well. And it started in Orlando, and it started in Miami.
Yeah.
And I plan on, you know, going to Georgia, Tallahassee, going back to Orlando. And it's just, I just want to create love. I want women to sit back and just be like, wow, I can go somewhere and feel beautiful and feel empowered and not feel like I need to step in a room and get drunk and intoxicated and feel like
have a good time. And like, it's okay to be vulnerable. Because I think that's a lesson that I'm learning over and over again. Like, it's okay to be vulnerable.
And that's what I'm learning as I have these events. I see that the people's voices need to be heard. Like, it makes me more diplomatic to know that that girls have something to say. Like, if I can think this whole thought and see this image and portray it to be one thing, think about what they can add to that from experience. Because I can only talk from my experience, and I'm only one person. So it just lets me know, like, even when I feel like I've done a lot, there's still so much more work to be done.
And where do you see Flourish, like, in 5 years?
Well, I'm going to school to be an international holistic midwife and doula. So in 5 years, I see, like, Flourish being like a festival, like an Afro-punk. And I'll probably have it once a year, and definitely opening up shelters, like women shelters, and being able to, like, pregnant women to be able to go into these shelters and receive healing, frequency healing, holistic healing, herbs from steams, oils, baths, saunas, you know what I'm saying, crystals, and providing information, being able to be provided with baby products and natural holistic products that'll be able to, you don't have to be scared. I promise you, going into Walmart and, like, trying to buy, I went to Walmart the other day and I saw that they finally have organic non-GMO peanut butter. I was like, so what was I eating before?
Exactly.
Was I even eating peanut butter? So just trying to supply women with natural and organic products that they don't have to second guess when they apply it to their body. And being able to deliver babies.
Because even sometimes, like, when I am buying organic products, I'm like,
is it really organic?
I'm just out here trying to do my best. So.
Right? Right? That's what I do with, like, my hair products. I buy products from Infinite Glow. Amazing. Her hair products are just, it's really natural. Like, I'm like, okay, so she really took that aloe and blended it up and put it, like, okay.
So you can trust it. You know who you're buying it from. And then you're like, okay, I trust the person I'm buying it from.
Yeah.
And then I trust to use it on my body.
Yeah. And I definitely, in the future, hope to supply doula and pregnancy services and be able to bring babies into the universe with no ease, no harm, and empowering the woman. The one thing that kills me the most is how much society tries to tell women we're not in control of our birth. From they'll be healthy pregnancies up until the time they walk into the hospital. Now they're scaring mothers, telling them that the baby's heart rate is dropping, giving them penicillin, epidurals,
and then it's not a comfortable
C-section
environment to give birth to a child.
And you're not in control.
So cold and
it's not. You are not empowered. You are not in control. So.
So what is a doula? Like, for those people who don't know.
So a doula would be, I would be like your baby's best friend, like mommy and baby's best friend. So up until you're pregnant, so when you find out you're pregnant, up until like 8 weeks, I could be your doula. I would just be advising you through your pregnancy, giving you knowledge, love, support, doing like meditations. That's what I would be personally doing, providing meditations, just different healing like techniques week by week. Eating different foods, trying to stimulate certain parts of your body as the baby is growing, and up until you are pregnant. If I'm not certified midwife by that time, I cannot deliver your baby. But with me being a midwife, I'll be able to be there and deliver your baby and be there through the whole pregnancy without the hospital, without certain people involved.